Welcome back to Healthcare Soon. Whoa, this is some shaky news. Actually, this is on a serious note. Um, Regarding the earthquake, we had the 6.5 there in Idaho. Um, I've been keeping an eye on that, guys, and this is not paranoia or anything. I just wanted you guys to be alert. They're still feeling aftershocks from that earthquake. So you guys in Idaho, keep your eyes and ears open. And whether you kept up on it or not, that was felt all the way up into Seattle, Washington. Uh, Pretty crazy, guys. I mean, when you got something like that between there and there, what's in between there? Well, Yellowstone. Not to candy coat it. And as we know, if you've kept up on Yellowstone, uh, that Yellowstone thing stretches underneath several states. The underground activity that they are talking about. Um, so I just thought I'd bring you an update. Keep your eyes and ears open. I think the last one felt was like a 3.5 or something earlier this morning. But I don't know. That one kind of gives me an uneasy feeling. Just, that big of an earthquake out there, number one, being felt all the way to Seattle. And, we've been watching the Ring of Fire, and it's been active, guys. And we had that big 7 over there towards Russia about, I believe it's 9 days ago. Um, so with that, I just wanted to give you a quick update on that. And then, while I had your attention, we were going to go check together. This is live, guys, more or less. Let's see what's out there on the Wuhan monster. Here we go. I just thought I'd bring you in case there's a. Might as well jump over to Italy real quick while I have you guys on. This is 31 minutes ago.
Confirmed new infections is still going upwards. Overall, the rate the figures are rising is said to be slower than previous days and weeks, even if in the worst hit region, the northern part Lombardy, the daily tally does seem to have jumped. Officials are warning the public not to let their guard down. To get the latest, let's cross to Seema Gupta in Rome. Seema, what is exactly the situation when it comes to the cases there in Italy? Is it too early to say that things are flattening out?
Well, Eve, what the authorities are saying is look at the figures. Now, we've got 727 deaths in the past 24 hours. That's the last figure they gave to us. A tragic number, and continues to be tragic when you look at the overall death toll of more than 13,000. But it's still important to note it's the lowest death toll in a week. And as far as the new active cases are concerned, yes, we've seen a jump, an increase a little, but it does confirm in a broader sense the general declining trend, or at least that plateau that the authorities are talking about. 2 weeks ago, the rates of new infection were some 3 or 4 times the figure that it is right now. And so that is why the authorities are saying, look, it's important to resist the temptation to lower one's guard. The lockdown efforts are working. They've extended it to the 13th of April precisely because of that. And they don't want to see a situation where, because of the irresponsibility of a few, it will create damages for the rest of us, is what the Prime Minister said.
Indeed, the Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte confirming, as you mentioned there, the extension of the lockdown. Also talking about Italy being in phase 1 of what he predicts will be 3 phases in handling this crisis.
Yes, I mean, phase 1, we're still deep in the emergency. We need to ensure the lockdown is in place, calling on people to stay at home and only come out when necessary. Phase 2, he says, it's called living with the virus, and that will be an easing off, a slow easing off, but at the same time, keeping track of fresh cases to prevent new clusters forming and the pandemic raising its head once again. Then the third phase will be an eventual return.
This says something about North Korea, guys. I thought I would just take a peek.
మహమ్మారి ఉత్తర కొరియాలో మాత్రం అడుగు పెట్టలేకపోయింది.
సుమారు 200కు పైగా దేశాలకు విస్తరించి దాదాపు 10 లక్షల
It's the
మందికి సోకిన
virus.
కరోనా వైరస్ తమ దేశంలో ఏ ఒక్కరికి కూడా సోకలేదని ఉత్తర కొరియా ఆరోగ్య శాఖ సీనియర్ అధికారులు వెల్లడించారు.
Kind of a good look
కరోనా
at
రహిత
it we've
దేశంగా
never seen,
నిలిచామని
guys.
తెలిపారు. చైనాలో కరోనా వెలుగు చూసిన వెంటనే ఈ ఏడాది జనవరిలోనే సరిహద్దులను మూసివేసి కఠిన ఆంక్షలు విధించినట్లు వివరించారు. దేశంలోకి ప్రవేశించే ప్రతి ఒక్కరిని పరిశీలించి క్వారంటైన్ కు తరలించడం, సరుకులను శుద్ధి చేయడం, సరిహద్దులు, సముద్ర మార్గాలను మూసివేయడం వంటి చర్యలు విజయవంతమై ఇప్పటి వరకు తమ దేశంలో ఒక్క కేసుకు
virus cases are blowing up, not in China, but around the world. China used to be the epicenter of this outbreak. It isn't anymore. The worst hit now is America. With the highest number of cases, the Wuhan virus has killed more people in the US than in 9/11 or the Vietnam War. And New York, not Wuhan, is now the world's worst hit city. Tonight on Gravitas, we will take you inside the new epicenter of the Wuhan virus. It's New York City. Let's start with these images. Forklifts being used to lift body bags. The bodies of victims are being loaded into refrigerated trucks. These are makeshift morgues. There are more than 75,000 confirmed cases in New York. That's way more than Wuhan. More than 1,000 people have died in the city. And New York does not know what to do with the dead bodies. Where do you keep them? Now take a look at this clip. A hospital in Brooklyn moved a dead body inside a refrigerated truck. It's tragic. The death toll is expected to rise, so hospitals are preparing for it. A hospital in Manhattan has created a makeshift morgue outside its facility. They have erected tents to keep the dead bodies. Every day the situation gets worse. New York is unable to keep up with the growing number of cases, so makeshift arrangements are being made. China built a hospital in less than 2 weeks. New Yorkers are erecting tents. This one is in the iconic Central Park. The most
They said this is about a study that projects tuberculosis vaccine can protect. Is it legit? Let's just take a peek and see what it is. I'm just curious.
N.K. Ganguly, who is a former Director General of the Indian Council of Medical Research, or ICMR. Professor Ganguly, thank you so much for being with us here on the broadcast. Talk to us in terms of this BCG vaccine study. There are so many studies out at this point in time. Talk to us about how important and valid the findings of the study are.
Hello, the BCG vaccination has been used as a very strong immunomodulator also. It actually boosts innate immunity, which is carried out by our cells, macrophages and NK cells in our body. And this has been used for amelioration in many other diseases like leprosy, like bladder cancer, like a subset of the tuberculosis infection in the West. So the innate immunity is a very strong feature of the protection in our body and building up of the immunity, and that is why some of the countries have been using this, have started using this to look at this in the field of the coronavirus infections, whether the outcome could be made better or not. It is only an adjunct. It cannot be a primary therapy. However, in India, I would like to bring to your notice that India had identified another organism, mycobacteria, which is known as Mycobacteria indica prani, which is known in short, which is known as MW or MIP. This particular organism has the highest GC ratio and has gone in a large number of population in India and is safe. It has been used as a leprosy vaccine. It has been released by the Director General of India in a subset, squamous cell cancer, of the lung cancer. It is also can be used in bladder cancer, which doesn't respond to BCG vaccination. So this has been recently, the PJ Chandigarh has carried out, this was a project in CSIR, which Inimitly program, which I chaired. And
it's hard to understand him, especially probably if you guys are watching on a little phone, but he's talking about it was used, this drug, uh, to prevent or to help with tuberculosis, bladder cancer, and a number of other things. And it helps boost your system. Probably a good thing, but we'll see. I just thought I'd throw it at you. If you would like to see more of it, it's on. I never get this channel right. Let's get it right. W.19.C. Now, I thought on the way out the door, because we're keeping up on this, is China's monopoly. And I am definitely into keeping a close eye on China.
China may be on the back foot, but when it comes to the business of coronavirus, China is far ahead. China is boosting its medical exports. China is giving aid to the worst affected countries. For the struggling nations, this aid is a lifeline. The Chinese supplies are weapons to fight the deadly Chinese virus. So why isn't the world praising China? Because these Chinese products are living up to their reputation. They're substandard, even defective. Spain, Turkey, and the Netherlands are returning medical supplies from China. Spain and Turkey received defective testing kits. Only 30% of these kits worked. 70% of the times they failed or gave the wrong results. The Netherlands has returned 600,000 face masks. Why? Because the masks did not fit and their filters did not work. Now, this is very serious. Defective equipment can cost lives in times like these, and yet the world continues to buy from China. Even India is buying medical gear from China. Why? Because there are no alternatives. You get Chinese or you get nothing. Before the coronavirus crisis, China made half of the world's masks, 50% of the global market share. China has more than 2,500 companies making face masks alone. 2,500 companies. After the outbreak, China increased its capacity by 450%. Try to process that. The rest of the world is still in lockdown and China is on an accelerator. No wonder the world depends on China for medical supplies, and this includes what is called...
This is Troy's 2 cents worth early this morning. This just looks more and more like an active war, period. And then as we progress into this and the world falls apart, now they want to start money and clean up the act, and then they're giving out defective products like China's junk. We know a lot of China puts out junk, substandard stuff, but the point is they're still making money while the rest of the world is at a crawl. And the sad part is people think they need this stuff from them. Do we? I don't know. We should probably take a look at that. I think at some point we need to cut them off 100%. No more buying, selling, trading from China. Out the door, 100%. All countries that work together, that's okay for us to work together. China is our enemy, guys. There's no doubt about it. They're no more a friend than Iran and several other places that have threatened us. And till we get it through our heads and stop buying. I ordered some stuff recently. I'm not buying nothing from China, period. So I'm ordering from American places if I order something off of eBay. And then, like I said, I'm cutting it open outside, taking the product, putting it in a tub, putting it in the garage for a while, the shed. And if you're worried about, you can spray it down with alcohol too. I'm still gonna wait to touch the stuff till I make damn sure it has, and that could be a week or two. It's been proven 3 days to a week on different surfaces. And now they're talking up to 2 weeks. By the way, the new standard, just to let you know for this, when you can catch this and when it's still contagious now, is up to 2 months, up to 45 days to 2 months now. If you doubt me, go over and check out Marfugal News and look it up for yourselves on the internet if you want to see, if you doubt me. But so you can be contagious after, and there's typhoid Marys. We've covered this. So this thing about the 2 week lockdown things for people and watching them and the thermometer in the air, it's all hooey. This is all because, and this thing is changing again. That's why it's attacking the younger people. And in different countries, they're watching it. It's not getting covered anywhere, hardly, but it's actually mutating again. So what is this? Okay, feel free to do research, but I'm going to try to give you the rundown. Bioweapons are created to attack a enemy and to adapt and to conquer and to manipulate, or not manipulate, mutate, to overcome and to spread further and further, and to eventually do its dirty deed and, take out people, period. And that's what we have. And I know the world is sitting back thinking we need China and candy coating it, wanting to give them awards and everything else. Not at this channel. We're not going to give them anything but a notice saying that you're going to get sued and you're going to be liable for what you did down the road. I think we more than proved this came out of Wuhan's, laboratory. I think we're more than proved right now at this point that their armies were inoculated and were never ill. They were given a vaccine. Their factory cities never shut down. They never needed supplies. They just milked everybody else dry. I mean, these are pretty much so becoming facts, guys. Emperor's family. Are you kidding me? Professor President Xi, he ain't sick either. So what do you have? You have a bio-war weapon, put it politely. I'm going to end this with that. I'm going to try to get a couple hours at nighttime. I'll be back up and get on it again for tomorrow and see what's new. We just scammed around and nothing new really caught my eye other than what I put in the last couple videos. With that, healthcare sucks, and I hope you guys get some rest and get some supplies, get prepared. I will keep you advised as much as I can on the W.19. With the troop movements right now, it's serious, guys. If you didn't watch my last two videos, please do. As always, we use the Fair Use Act. There's just so much going on right now, and so much strange stuff. I mean, the conspiracy theory kind of thing has been out the window now for years, because we basically, since we've proven that they've been spying on us forever out of our TVs, guys, I mean, pretty much so there is no conspiracy theory stuff. And I think it's been proven that DARPA and other agencies are creating like space age things and techniques and weapons, and there's all kinds of other stuff what I'm getting to. So we're moving along faster than we've ever moved along in history, guys. And right now, in the last few months, well, let's just say since the first of the year, period, the world is just not what it was. All of a sudden, we are like, it's changing. And I've thrown some things at you, and you're welcome to research them. One World Order, Agenda 21, Event 203. I've thrown it out there many times. And I think the art of war is being used against the world right now by China. And they're good at making war. They've been around a long time, guys. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a good day. God bless you all. I don't know what else to tell you as far as, new things. Again, it just comes and goes like the waves. There'll be some flow of things going on, and then it's silent. And then more things, and then silent. The silence was scary. And remember, healthcare sucks. God bless you all. And for me, it's good night. I'm going to try to get some sleep. Peace out.